An AEW star has announced their shocking retirement. We're going to talk about that plus so much more, and it's all coming up right here on the Ango Show.
Yes.
All right, guys, we got a variety of topics to discuss, so we're not going to take too long. Let's just jump right into it. WWE apparently wants to do something with Logan Paul and Mike Tyson, which obviously makes a lot of sense. WWE is going to be on Netflix anyways. Over 100 million people watched Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. Now, what's actually really interesting about this is that according to WrestleVotes, WWE does have some plans internally. And obviously, you got to wonder, what is WWE going to do here? I think there's going to be a lot of people talking about potentially, maybe like a boxing fight or whatever it may be. I don't know. Genuinely speaking, WWE is always going to try and do things here. Obviously, if Logan Paul is in a situation where he is competing against Mike Tyson in some fashion, obviously Jake Paul should be involved as well. I get it. That's where the money is. Mike Tyson is a friend of the WWE. Mike Tyson has been involved in the WWE. We all know this. It's not as random as people think. But I think whatever WWE does, it's obviously because of their deal with Netflix. I think Netflix is going to want Mike Tyson involved in some capacity, and it makes a lot of sense for them to do it. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, WWE ID, first time ever. It's going to be a WWE ID prospect versus another WWE ID prospect. But here's where things get really interesting. This is happening on WWN. There's an event that they got taking place in Florida. But at the same time as WWE announced this, they actually revealed that Timothy Thatcher will go up against Charlie Dempsey. Now, keep in mind, Timothy Thatcher is not a WWE superstar anymore. But with WWE ID's program, they are utilizing his talents. And it said that Timothy Thatcher is very much involved in the WWE ID program. So obviously WWE, they're going to have a situation where not only one of their talents is working the indies, but also this card, there's going to be 2 WWE ID signings that are revealed, and they're going to be doing the first ever WWE ID versus ID match. That's kind of unexpected. We'll see what WWE is doing here. Obviously, they are trying to, they're trying to do some crazy stuff within this wrestling industry. More specifically in the indie wrestling scene, this WWE ID stuff is actually quite chaotic. Quite frankly, I'm intrigued by it, but it doesn't necessarily mean that I support it. I think there's a lot of natural intrigue because WWE is doing something brand new here. But at the same time, too, we'll see how it actually impacts the business. So we'll figure it out from there. All right, guys. Adam Pearce posted a photo of himself, Paul Heyman, and Brock Lesnar. A lot of people are believing that this is a tease for Brock Lesnar's return. Obviously, that is intriguing because Brock Lesnar, so far we've been told that Brock Lesnar is not going to return, but there's a lot of people speculating that Brock Lesnar is returning for War Games. With Survivor Series taking place very soon, Seth Rollins doesn't appear to be joining Team Roman. A lot of people think that Paul Heyman, the wise man, could be bringing Brock Lesnar back. I don't know, man. This is WWE playing with fire. There's obviously a lot of allegations here, a lot of things being said. With the Janelle Grant lawsuit, you have to wonder if WWE is going to bring back Brock Lesnar. If I could be completely honest with you guys, WWE doesn't need Brock Lesnar. I don't think they need to bring Brock Lesnar. Regardless of where this lawsuit stands, Brock Lesnar is not needed in modern day WWE. I know a lot of people will try to argue that he is. I personally don't think so. And look, like, this is one of those situations where WWE is doing a lot of great things without him. So why do you necessarily need him? Paul Heyman, in fact, should probably call CM Punk. I've seen JD and a few other people on social media kind of throw around this idea of maybe CM Punk being the 5th member and then reconciling with Paul Heyman, which would obviously generate a great pop. And I can understand that. I think that's actually a lot better than anything to do with Brock Lesnar, because here's the thing, Seth Rollins is feuding with Punk anyways. Like, they're building that storyline anyways. If Paul Heyman were to bring CM Punk in the role that Seth Rollins turned down, I think that could make for a really good content. So we'll see how that goes. just a couple things that I want to note here, because I do think this is also really important. Brock Lesnar and the Janelle Grant lawsuit. Yes, his name is not physically listed there as Brock Lesnar, but obviously I've read your guys' comments. People have read it. UFC heavyweight, former UFC champion. I think a lot of people are immediately pointing to Brock Lesnar. Also, WWE has been very not transparent about Brock Lesnar. Anytime Triple H was asked about it, Triple H says Brock Lesnar does what he wants to do. I don't think that's a really good response. I think, WWE is trying to play it safe regarding those questions, but I don't think that's necessary. And the final point that I want to make here, with this whole storyline for War Games, why is Adam Pearce teasing this? Why is Adam Pearce posting this? I find that to be a big question, because at the end of the day, he is the one that is striking this conversation, and I don't think that is necessary. Whatever they have planned for Survivor Series, I would genuinely love it to be a surprise. I don't think anybody should be teasing anything, let alone Brock Lesnar, who is being, quite controversially listed in this lawsuit, allegedly. All right, guys, Toni Storm has apparently retired from pro wrestling. She says she's done. She tells SB Nation in a new interview that she's done with AEW and wrestling. She says that she lost in AEW. She said that she lost. We won't see her in NJPW. We won't see her in CMLL or anywhere else. She says, I'm not used to being a loser. I failed at everything. I lost everywhere. This is the last you'll hear from me again. Enjoy Mariah May as your champion. You can all enjoy that. Do I think this is real in any circumstance? No, I don't think so. I genuinely don't believe so. With Toni Storm announcing her retirement is a big deal, but also I think people need to understand this is probably character storylines. This is storytelling at its finest. Toni Storm is quite the character. For her to go publicly and say that she's retiring really sells what she does. I do think the timeless Toni Storm gimmick is over. I do fully expect that. I think people should look at this as a situation where whatever happens at Full Gear probably will lead to her return, which is the right thing. I think she's obviously a very good wrestler and a very good character, and she is missed on AEW television. I think AEW could greatly benefit from her being back. And also, I just want to point out the AEW's their focus on the women's division is they have a stacked roster, but it's inconsistent. So I would like to see them actually improve in this area, and you got to do that with your top stars. So obviously with Toni Storm being involved, it just makes a lot of sense. Is this retirement real? Is it fake? I genuinely believe that it is fake. I believe it is a work. A lot of people don't seem to agree. A lot of people actually think this is real. And for that reason, that is a great thing for AEW's business, because obviously it creates intrigue. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Ango Show.